I was standing on the 7th floor of a packing garage at 2 in the morning. The wind was cold enough to make my hands shake, but it still wasn't as cold as the weight pressing on my chest. I wasn't crying. I had already cried enough. I kept thinking one thing, Ove en Dove. If I disappear right now, no one will have to be disappointed in me anymore. My phone buzzed in my pocket. I didn't look at it. I thought I had already made my decision. And then, without planning to, I whispered out loud, Jesus, if you are real, now would be the time. Everyone thought was fine. I had a job, friends, a smile that worked when it needed to. But no one saw the nights I spent staring at the ceiling. Wondering if I was born just to fail people. I grew up in a family that didn't talk about emotions. When I was sad, I was told to be strong. When I was afraid, I was told to stay quiet. So I learned how to hide everything. I learned how to smile while breaking inside. And one day, I realized something painful. I couldn't hide anymore. Within 6 months, everything fell apart. Premier loss mi job. A relationship ended. My bank account was almost empty. But the worst loss wasn't money or people. The worst loss was a thought that slowly took over my mind. I have no value anymore. I stopped replying to messages. I avoided people. I smiled in public and collapsed in private. I had thought about ending my life before. That night was just the first time I stood close enough. There was no flash of light. No voice from heaven. Juste wind. En silence. But inside that silence, I felt something I hadn't felt in a long time. Présence. Not the feeling of being watched. The feeling of being with someone. No one told me to jump. No one told me to stay. But for the first time in a long while, I didn't feel alone. And a quiet thought appeared in my heart. If Jesus is really here, maybe this isn't the end. Nothing magically changed that night. I walked away with the same broken life. But something had shifted. I was no longer alone in my pain. I started praying, not with perfect words. Just short, broken sentences. I'm tired. I'm scared. I don't know what to do next. And strangely, I didn't feel ashamed saying them. Jesus didn't fix my life overnight. But he stayed through the hard days. I asked for help. I said out loud what I had buried for years. I learned that being weak didn't make me worthless. There were days fear returned. Days doubt came back. But I no longer wanted to disappear. Because I knew this. Someone had not walked away from me. What I understand now is this. Jesus didn't come to say, "Be stronger." He came to say, "You don't have to walk alone." He didn't erase my past. He stepped into it with me. That is what salvation looks like. If you're hearing this and thinking, This sounds like me. Please hear this. If you are still breathing, your story is not over. Jesus doesn't wait for you to be perfect. He comes right where you are, especially when you are weakest. I am with you always.